Welcome. So, we've been looking at this material you shared, and it really digs into something I think we all wrestle with.
Mm-hmm.
This constant, negotiation between what I need and what my relationships need. You know?
Balancing act, yeah.
Yeah,
It's this constant dance, isn't it? The dance of boundaries.
totally. And sometimes you have something you really want to say, something true for you, but you kind of hold back.
Right. To keep things smooth, avoid conflict, maybe.
Exactly. And then there's that little voice inside that kind of whispers, but what about me? That's really what we want to unpack today, I think.
It's such a core tension, isn't it? Where our own self, our own needs meet that desire for connection. And it's so easy for that balance to get, well, skewed.
Hmm.
Sometimes without us even noticing.
Oh, absolutely. Let's think about someone, maybe call her Anna. She's, the friend who remembers all the birthdays.
The planner?
Yeah, plans the get-togethers, make sure everyone feels included, heard. Outwardly, she looks so connected, right? Like her life is full.
Right. Totally engaged with everyone.
But underneath all that, she's starting to feel this, creeping emptiness, like she's fading a bit almost.
That focus on others, that outward energy.
Yeah.
It can definitely mask what's happening internally, or maybe what's not happening,
Yeah.
a part of the self that isn't getting that same airtime.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was this one time she was really looking forward to just a quiet night in, needed it.
Recharge time.
Totally. But her partner suggests, hey, let's have friends over for dinner. And Anna, instantly, she's like, yeah, okay.
Ah, that automatic yes.
Right. And later, she's in the kitchen, maybe chopping vegetables, hearing everyone laughing out there. And suddenly, this wave of resentment just hits her.
Wow, yeah.
And it wasn't just being annoyed, about the work. It was deeper. This feeling that her own need, her desire for that quiet was just invisible. Like it didn't matter.
In those moments, those seemingly small choices, they carry so much weight, don't they?
They really do.
They really highlight how often we might choose that external harmony, keeping the peace, over tuning into what's actually true for us inside.
Which I guess leads us to this idea from Gestalt therapy. Fusion, is that the term?
That's the one, yeah, fusion. It's where that sense of I and the sense of we start to blur.
Okay.
Where the need for connection, for harmony, becomes so dominant that our own authentic needs, our truths, get kind of pushed down, silenced.
And it can feel like the right thing to do, can it? Like being selfless, putting others first, seems noble.
On the surface, absolutely. It can look really admirable. But the thing is, if you consistently prioritize the we at the expense of the I, well, that individual sense of self starts to get watered down, diluted.
It's like you're giving away little bits of yourself constantly, and then eventually there's just less you there to even bring to the relationship.
Precisely.
Does that resonate? I mean, thinking about your own life, have you noticed times where you've maybe held back something important?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Or felt like your own needs just weren't quite important enough compared to everyone else's?
Definitely. And these usually aren't just one-time things, are they? They tend to be patterns, ways we learned maybe early on to navigate relationships, to fit in.
Right, learned behavior.
And every time we sort of bypass our own truth, it creates this little internal split, a tiny
But
fracture.
in those little fractures, they add up. It's not usually some big dramatic thing, is it? It's more like a slow erosion.
Yeah, a gradual wearing away.
Which is where this idea of awareness in Gestalt comes in, and it's so key. And it's not about analyzing yourself endlessly or trying to fix anything.
No, not at all. It's much simpler, really.
Right.
It's just about noticing. Noticing what's actually happening for you right here, right now, in this moment.
So for Anna, in the kitchen, feeling that resentment,
Right.
awareness would be just feeling it.
Exactly. Tuning into it rather than pushing it away. Where is it in her body? What's the texture of that feeling? What's the story it might be telling her? Crucially, what unmet need is it pointing towards?
Okay. But that can be really uncomfortable, right? Actually paying attention to that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It often is.
Yeah.
Because awareness might bring up deeper things.
Like what?
Well, for Anna, maybe that resentment about the dinner isn't just about the dinner. Maybe it connects to a lifetime of putting others first.
Ah, okay. Like family patterns?
Could be. Or fears. Fear of disappointing someone if she says no. Fear of being seen as selfish, that kind of thing.
Right. So the discomfort is actually important.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
It signals we're touching something real, something vital that perhaps we've been avoiding. And these realizations, they don't usually happen all at once. It's more gradual, layer by layer.
Bringing you closer to those parts of yourself you might have neglected.
Exactly.
So maybe for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Just take a second. Does Anna's story or parts of it strike a chord? Maybe in your romantic life, friendships, even at work?
Yeah. Have you found yourself saying yes when you meant no, overcommitting, and then maybe feeling that resentment later?
And if those feelings do come up as you're listening,
Hmm.
the invitation is just to notice them.
Mm-hmm. Just hold them gently. Without judgment, without needing to immediately change anything or make them go away. Just allow them.
Because there's this really interesting paradox here, isn't there? That real connection, deep connection with ourselves and with others.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually come from always forcing harmony or saying yes.
No, it comes from allowing ourselves to be fully present as we are. With all the messiness, all the needs, all the flaws.
That authenticity.
That's the bedrock. When we try to perform, try to be who we think we should be, we actually create distance inside ourselves and with others.
Okay, so maybe let's just try this right now. Everyone listening, just take a breath, a conscious breath, and just ask yourself gently, what do I need right now? And really listen, not what you think you should need, not what someone else wants you to need. What do you need?
It might be simple. Rest,
Yeah.
space, permission to not have it all figured out.
Yeah, just acknowledging that little check-in, that moment of self-awareness, that's really the starting point, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It's the beginning of seeing yourself as a whole person, not just a role you play for others.
Right.
And recognizing that is so fundamental to finding a way to hold both the I and the we.
Okay, so let's go back to Anna. Imagine her now. Maybe she's talking to a therapist about that dinner party incident.
Okay.
The therapist asks, what happened when you said yes? And Anna's first reaction is probably something like, oh, nothing really. It was fine.
That automatic downplaying. Yeah.
But then maybe she pauses and adds, almost like an afterthought, but I did feel a little empty afterward.
That hesitation followed by the empty, that's a really important moment. That dismissal, then the quiet admission, it points to something significant being overlooked, doesn't it?
Yeah. And this is where, in Gestalt, you might use something called phenomenological exploration. Did I get that right?
You did.
Yeah.
And it sounds fancy, but it's really about slowing things way down. Instead of jumping to analyze why she felt empty,
Yeah.
the focus is on what the experience was actually like.
How so?
It's about noticing the what and how of the experience. What was happening in her body as she said yes? What was the quality of that emptiness later? Any subtle sensations, fleeting thoughts, images.
Gotcha. So when she said yes to hosting, maybe there was a tiny tightening in her chest?
Could be. Or a flicker of, oh, I really don't want to.
That she just instantly ignored?
Exactly. That internal shutting down, those little physical cues.
Yeah.
They're not just random noise. They're signals. Her organism, her whole self, is indicating that something important, some need, is being interrupted.
It's interrupted, okay.
Which brings us to the cycle of experience in Gestalt. It's this idea that there's a natural flow.
Okay.
It starts with a sensation, maybe a bodily feeling or an impulse. Then comes awareness, oh, I'm feeling tired. Then mobilizing energy, gathering the resources to address the need. Then action, like saying, I need a quiet night. Then contact, actually getting the rest. Then satisfaction, feeling fulfilled. And finally, withdrawal, integrating the experience and moving on.
Oh, okay. That's the whole process.
It is. And what Anna does, by immediately saying yes to the dinner, is she short-circuits that cycle.
How?
She bypasses the awareness phase. She doesn't fully acknowledge her need for rest. She jumps straight from maybe a vague sensation of tiredness to the action of agreeing.
Ah, so she skips the crucial steps.
Right. And because she doesn't fully connect with and act on her own need, she can't reach that feeling of satisfaction, which is why she's left with that hollow, empty feeling instead.
That makes so much sense. So the big question is, why? Why does she interrupt her own cycle like that?
Good question. And this is where we start looking at what Gestalt calls defenses. These are often unconscious strategies we use to protect ourselves.
Protect ourselves from what?
Usually from uncomfortable feelings, from anxiety, maybe fear of rejection, fear of conflict.
Okay. So for Anna, what might those defenses look like?
One could be rationalization or intellectualization, telling yourself, oh, it's just one evening, it's not a big deal, it's good to be social.
Right. Explaining it away.
Another might be projection, assuming her partner would be really disappointed or angry if she said no, even if that's not actually true. She projects her own fears onto him. And then there's simple avoidance. Maybe she throws herself into planning the menu, the shopping list, focusing on all the doing, the logistics.
To distract herself from how she actually feels about it.
Exactly. Now, it's really important to say, defenses aren't inherently bad.
Right. They served a purpose at some point.
Absolutely. They likely developed as clever ways to cope in the past. Maybe in her family, being accommodating was the way to feel loved or keep the peace. Self-sacrifice might have been valued.
But the problem comes when those old strategies become rigid, right? When they keep us stuck now.
Precisely. They might offer short-term relief from discomfort, but long-term, they limit us. They keep us playing out the same old patterns, even when they don't serve us anymore.
So for Anna, these defenses stop her from even fully feeling her need for rest, let alone expressing it.
Exactly. They disconnect her from that authentic part of herself. And if you're disconnected from it, how can you communicate it?
Yeah, impossible. So for listeners, again, maybe a moment of reflection. Do any of those defenses sound familiar? Rationalizing, projecting assumptions onto others, busyness as avoidance.
And again, the key is just gentle curiosity, noticing without judgment. Oh, interesting. I tend to do that.
And this kind of ties into another big Gestalt idea, doesn't it? Unfinished business.
Yes, very much so. Unfinished business refers to those unresolved feelings and experiences from our past, hurts, resentments, unmet needs that linger and unconsciously influence how we show up today.
So Anna's pattern of always saying yes, always putting others first, it probably didn't start with that dinner party.
Almost certainly not. It likely has roots way back. Maybe times when her needs were genuinely dismissed or ignored. Maybe situations where she learned that her needs caused trouble or that being compliant earned her affection.
And that stuff doesn't just stay neatly packed away in the past.
Not at all. It's alive in the present. It shapes our perceptions, our reactions, our relationships. Every time Anna defaults to suppressing her needs, she's, in a way, replaying that old script, keeping that past business unfinished.
Wow. Okay, so how do we start to finish it? How do we break out of these patterns?
It begins with contact. And in Gestalt, contact doesn't just mean interacting with other people. First and foremost, it means making contact with yourself.
With your own inner world.
Exactly, with your immediate present moment experience. Your bodily sensations, your emotions as they arise, your impulses, your thoughts. Right now.
So for Anna, instead of the automatic yes, contact would mean pausing.
Yes, taking that crucial pause. Taking a breath, tuning inwards, checking in with her body. What's happening inside me right now? And asking honestly, what do I actually want? What do I need in this situation?
Even if the answer feels scary or unfamiliar?
Especially then. It's about staying present with whatever arises, acknowledging it as real as hers.
Okay, but let's be real. That sounds hard.
It can be. It definitely takes courage and patience. It often involves sitting with discomfort. But the potential payoff is huge. It's liberating.
How so?
Because every time Anna makes genuine contact with her authentic self, even in a small way, she creates an opening, a possibility for something different to happen. She starts to differentiate between her own needs and desires and the expectations or needs she perceives from others.
Okay. So she can start setting boundaries that are actually rooted in self-respect, in what's true for her.
Exactly. Boundaries that come from love, really love for herself, and ultimately for the health of the relationship.
And that's the paradox you mentioned earlier, isn't it? That honoring your own individual needs actually leads to better, more authentic connection.
Beautifully put, yes. When you say no authentically, when it comes to that place of self-awareness, you're not rejecting the other person or the relationship. You're actually bringing your whole self, the real you, to the table, which is the only way true connection can happen.
That's powerful. So for everyone listening, maybe the invitation is to reflect on where you might be interrupting your own cycle.
What defenses tend to show up for you? And maybe gently wonder what unfinished business from the past might be playing a role in those patterns.
And remember, these aren't questions with quick answers. It's an ongoing exploration.
Yes. So just take another breath. Feel yourself here, now. This present moment awareness. This is where the work happens, in your own lived experience.
Let's imagine Anna, again, maybe a few months down the line. She's still figuring things out. It's not like everything's suddenly perfect.
Oh, growth isn't linear.
Right. But she's starting to make more conscious choices. She notices that pull to say yes automatically, but sometimes she pauses. Sometimes she actually says, you know, I really need a quiet night tonight.
And maybe she says it with less guilt, more from a place of knowing it's what she needs. Self-care.
Exactly. And when she does say yes to things, it feels different. It's more often because she genuinely wants to be there, not just out of obligation.
She's still practicing, still learning, maybe still stumbling sometimes.
For sure.
but there's a growing trust in her own inner signals.
Yeah.
A deeper belief that her needs actually matter. They're valid.
That really captures it, doesn't it? It's not about achieving some perfect static balance. It's about the ongoing process, becoming more aware, more authentic.
And Anna's struggle, her journey, it taps into something so universal, I think. That tension between wanting connection, closeness,
And needing autonomy space.
yeah, yearning to belong, but fearing rejection. Wanting to be authentic, but feeling vulnerable. These aren't problems to solve. They're the paradoxes of being human.
So, listening to this, what parts of Anna's journey, her potential progress, resonate with you? Have you felt those same tensions?
Maybe you've even started making small changes yourself, noticing those moments more. Wherever you find yourself right now, just offer yourself some acceptance. It's okay.
And maybe here's a little invitation, an experiment to try.
Ooh, I like experiments.
The next time you feel that familiar tug of war, the me versus the US, your need versus the relationship's demand, just try pausing.
Just pause.
Take one conscious breath and ask that question again. What do I really need right now?
And you don't have to have the answer immediately. You don't have to do anything about it right away.
Nope, just the act of asking, the moment of curiosity.
Yeah.
That's the practice.
Because finding this balance, it's not a place you arrive at and stay. It's a way of navigating, moment by moment.
An ongoing practice. And like any practice, some days feel flowy, others feel like a struggle.
And both are okay. Both are part of it. Patience, compassion for yourself, they're essential tools.
That image of Anna learning to say no out of self-love, it's about trusting that inner wisdom, isn't it? Valuing your own experience.
Absolutely. And realizing that the goal isn't to eliminate the tension between self and other. You can't, really.
Right. It's more about learning to hold both. Holding your needs and the relationship's needs with awareness, with care, embracing the paradox.
So let's take one more breath together now. Just notice what's here for you. Sensations, feelings, thoughts. This present moment, this is where it all integrates.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, please know this isn't an ending, it's an opening, really, an ongoing exploration.
Yeah, the questions we've talked about parts of yourself that maybe got stirred up, they stay with you. Keep wondering about them. Stay curious.
What's still lingering for you now? What's asking for your gentle attention as you go back into your day?
Trust whatever emerges. It's all part of your process.
And remember, you don't have to figure this all out in isolation. Our relationships themselves can be places for this exploration.
Maybe you can share some of your process. Invite others into more authentic conversations. Co-create spaces where it feels safer to be real.
Because ultimately, finding that balance, living with awareness, it's a way of being. It asks for openness, courage, and grace with ourselves and others.
And committing to that ongoing work, that gentle noticing, it really can enrich everything. Your connection to yourself and your connection to the people you care about.
So one final breath. Feel your own aliveness right here. Trust the journey you're on. Trust where you are right now.